What is up, you guys? I hope you guys are having the most amazing day ever. I just want to talk to y'all about a little bit about limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are what really is just made up in our mind. It keeps us small. It keeps us from not being able to achieve what we really want to achieve. That's what I want to help you with a little bit today, is to have a breakthrough of being aware, like, what do I really believe about myself? What do I believe to be true of what I'm allowed to achieve? And when I say allowed, it's because honestly, it's just you don't feel like you can give yourself the permission to be able to see yourself in the way that you want to see yourself and to break free of that limiting belief. I just recorded a podcast about this yesterday as well. So if you want to, go ahead and check that out. It goes into a little more detail just about how our brain really actually works and how we can understand like our thoughts and how we can break that down to be like, oh, okay, like these are the boulders that I've placed here. Nobody else has placed them. Even if those boulders have been placed by other people's thoughts or opinions, or maybe like a small interaction that we may have had with them, but it's really ultimately up to us who allows that boulder to stay in our mindset and to continue to grow, or we can be the one who can push it, move it out of the way, like, I don't like this here, I can go ahead and remove that. And it's just understanding that. Understanding first off, step number one is like, are you really aware of how you actually think of yourself? And I think this is so powerful to understand. And it's truly like the biggest step towards self-love is just self-awareness, is to understand, like, how do I talk to myself? How do I think of myself? When other people give me a compliment, other people tell me like what they see in me, other people let me know, what's going on. Am I able to receive that? Am I super high strung when it comes to being coachable as far as receiving feedback or hearing people out? Can I take opinions from other people, or do I just like immediately want to attack? That's a part of not having self-love, right? That comes from a lack of self-love, that we're personally taking attacks consistently. So if you guys have ever read the book, The Four Agreements, well, if you haven't, I highly suggest you go and read it. But one of the rules there is to not take anything personal. And that is so hard, right? And I try to practice that and I teach that. That doesn't mean that it comes easy, because it's so easy for us to just to dive in and be like, well, why would they think that? Why would they assume that? Or, it's hard to have that, right? And so that comes a part of coachability, is to not be able to take things personal and just be like, okay, how can I see it from their perspective? How can I lean into that? How could I hear that? And like, what's the lesson here? Because truly that's what we're here for. That's what we're created for, is to find connection with other people, right? Like, ultimately just connect with others. Like, that is literally the best feeling of all time, when someone connects to you. What I mean by that is someone can see your soul, someone feels your soul, someone aligns to you, and you're like, yes, like you get it. Like, we're on the same wavelength. Like, you get my vibe. We're like on the same frequency right now, right? Like, when we feel connected, that is like the absolute best part. But if we can't connect to ourselves, we can't connect to anybody else. So it starts with understanding, like, how can I connect to me? How can I bring that awareness to me so I can be connected, so I can connect with the people I really want to connect with? And that is the ultimate part of self-love, is to be able to be seen, feel seen, be able to see yourself, and then let someone else see you, and be vulnerable enough with that and not take it personal if they don't accept that, or they don't receive that, or they're not like, whatever. You're like, cool. Like, I love me enough to be like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm into me. If you're not into me, I don't take that personal. Like, I just get like, you're in your own season. I love you from afar. Like, peace out. What up? And it's just that, right? But that is a journey in itself. And I practice this and I teach. That doesn't mean that that comes easy for me. There's definitely times where I take things too personal, and I can dive way into that, and I can like take a rabbit hole into that in myself, right? But it's stepping back and being like, okay, like, truly, what's the lesson here in life? There's always a beautiful lesson if you can just choose to be the student of life. And I think that's what we're created for, is to understand like our own self-awareness through learning, through life, through talking to other people, through hearing other people out. And that's what a huge problem is today right now, in my personal opinion, is that we can't hear each other. We're not able to listen to each other and like understand what people's opinions are. Like, everybody's entitled to have their own opinion, 1000%, and have your own belief system. I think that's what you have to have, is your own belief system. So that way you can be true to that. And that way you don't have to take offense to what other people believe. And you can hear someone out and try to understand where they're coming from. And that is a part of self-love, is that you're aware of what you think, what that, and you're not going to take offense to that. And you can hear someone else, and you can try to understand them. You can try to have empathy and compassion for them. And right now you're seeing so much hate come up in the world, and just so much, everybody has their opinions, and that's great. They need to have that. But if they try to talk about it, they either become too aggressive, or people are too afraid to even talk about what they really think, or they're not understanding what it is that they think. I had a call a couple weeks ago with one of my clients, and we talked about some of the things that are going on right now, as far as, all this pedophilia stuff coming up, all this Black Lives Matter, like everything. And she's like, I just don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about it or what my opinion really is, or about like the masks and not wearing masks. Like, you're shamed if you do, you're shamed if you don't. Like, there's all these different things. And it's like, well, okay, let's make this safe place where you can talk about it. Like, that's what soul connection is. That's what being seen is that you can have a real conversation with someone and be like, hey, I'm not going to take offense to anything. Like, I just want to hear you out. It doesn't have to become heated. It doesn't have to become argumentative. I want to know, like, tell me what your thoughts are. But if you don't even allow yourself to know what your thoughts are or what your opinions are, how can you ever connect with someone else, right? That just won't happen. And so that's part of this, is like, there's this fear-based thinking, and the limiting belief about it is that we're not enough to even be able to address our thoughts. We're not enough to even be able to sit with our thoughts. We're not enough to even sit and understand, like, what do I really think about this? Like, could I speak about this? Could I ask opinions about this? And that in itself is just a boulder that we feel like we can't address, or we can't do that because we haven't ever been able to be vulnerable with ourselves enough. And that's ultimately the belief system to be able to break down, of these limiting beliefs. Like, where does that come from? Why do I feel like I'm not enough? Why do I feel like I can't answer what my belief is? Why can't I answer what I know my core values are? Why am I so afraid to be seen, right? That in itself is a huge, huge limiting belief that so many people struggle with. And I've struggled with that. And when you can't feel like you can be seen, it's because you don't even know who you are. You have no idea what you believe in, what you're about, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you mad, like what you're passionate about, what you truly care about, because you're just going along with the flow with everybody else. So instead, like, step out of that and start to get vulnerable enough with yourself to be like, why do I think that? How can I push this boulder out? And it's going to be a boulder, right? So it's going to take some movement. It's going to take some massive action to move that out of your head, out of your framework, out of the way that you think, the way that you speak. And so start to get vulnerable with yourself, because we all crave connection. We all want to be seen. We want to be seen for the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. We want someone to be like, come here. I still love you. Come sit on my lap. Yeah, what you need. Like, I totally believe in you. You're 1000% perfect. And you crave that and you want that. But if you won't even allow yourself to dig deep into you and to get to know you, how in the hell do you expect anybody else to be able to see you? So it starts with recognizing, like, where's this belief system coming from and stemming from in my mind that says that I'm not worth it to get to even know me, to spend time with me, to understand what I believe and what my values are, what my opinions are? How can I start to see me and feel like I'm enough so that way I can let others see me? Because if you don't, that's just constant self-sabotage. And you're never going to let anybody else in. You're going to never let anybody close to you because you're not even close to you. So how could you let someone close to you, right? So what that's going to look like for you is a protection zone. You're going to push people away. You're going to isolate yourself. Maybe you're going to constantly be gaining weight because you want to protect yourself, so you can't be seen, you can't be loved, you can't be romanced, whatever that may look like, right? If you're in a relationship, you're not going to fully connect. You're going to have disconnection. You're just going to be sitting there watching TV all the time, never having real conversations, never going out into nature and exploring. Like, that's not what you're here to live for. You are not created to go and sit your ass on the couch and watch TV all day. That is 1000% not what God's intention was for you, or your higher power, the universe, whatever your belief system may be for you. I know for a fact that no one was created just to sit here and be lazy. Like, that is so not what you're here for, right? You're here for connection. So start to connect with yourself and start to ask yourself, like, why am I not allowing myself to truly, authentically connect with me? Where is that belief system coming from? Where is that stemming from? And so work backward. Be like, okay, when did this first start for me? What is this actual thought for me? Start to sit for just 5 minutes and let yourself think, like, what are you thinking about? Do you even know what you think about constantly? Or are you just in so much autopilot that you have no idea what you're thinking about? Are you just constantly distracting yourself so you don't even have to hear yourself think? Are you just overwhelming yourself and front loading with so many activities and constant busyness so you don't actually have to be real with yourself? If you are, how do you expect to ever actually live your life? How do you expect to ever actually have a fulfilled life? How do you ever expect to be connected? How do you ever expect to be seen? That is on you. You're the one holding that rock and saying that this is what my life has to look like. This is the one, this is how it has to be. I'm not enough for anything else. But yet inside, you're like sitting on that rock, just craving for someone to pick up that boulder and be like, babe girl, I see you. You're so enough and I'm here for you. How can I see you more? How can you show me more of you? I want to get to know you, right? We all crave that. We all need that. You literally need to have that. Like think about how good a hug feels when someone just like gives you like the best hug and it's like your soul to soul and you're just like, oh yes, that's powerful. There's a reason why the instant a baby is born, that baby has to make instant connection with the mother. They literally they pull the baby right out of you, blood, guts, all the things all over you, and they put a baby right on your chest to hear the heartbeat, to have instant connection, because it helps create life. It helps create love. So you're trying to tell me that's not what we're created for? That is literally our purpose in life, is to have connection, is to have that. We crave that. We need that. So I want to ask you today, ask yourself, like, what is it that you need right now? What's the connection that you're missing? Where is that coming from? And what's the belief system that's backing that up to be true for you? And how could you just reverse that and say those facts aren't true for you anymore? I'm going to find new facts. I'm going to go step out of that. I'm going to go start to push that boulder away, push it off me. I'm going to start to be seen. I'm going to start to be loved. I'm going to start to accept me, love me. I'm going to break that down. And that maybe you have to chisel at that boulder for some time, right? It's a practice. It takes time. But I want you to know that you are so enough for that, to break out of that mold, to break out of that belief system, to break out of that thought that tells you that you aren't worth it, that you aren't enough, that if you actually like told everybody who you really are and what you're really about and all your mistakes, everything about you, that no one would want to see you, and they'd be like, ooh, I don't like that. That is a lie, okay? You're so enough. And the more that you can be vulnerable and the more that you can share your deepest, darkest, ugly secrets, the more that you're going to be free, the more that you can push off that boulder. The truth always sets you free. And the truth is that you're so enough and you're so worthy and you're so lovable. And the more that you can allow yourself to be seen and you can be like, cool, I'm okay with that. I love that. That's me. The more that everybody else will be able to see you for that and love you for that and honor you for that. But it starts with you seeing you. And don't be afraid of that. All the ugly we think that makes us ugly actually makes us absolutely perfect. You are so perfect. I need you to know that. I want you to feel that, okay? So I want you guys to do a little exercise with me for a moment. And I want you guys to just do a little breathing work with me, okay? So just sit wherever you're at. If you're in the car, just breathe out. Don't close your eyes. You gotta drive, whatever's happening for you, whatever you're doing. But I want you just to check in with you for a moment, okay? I want you just to relax, like literally let your body just relax. Check your jaw. Like, are you squeezing your jaw? Is there so much tension in your jaw that you can't even relax your jaw? Are your eyes tight? Relax your eyes. Are your hands tight? Relax. Maybe you're even squeezing your butt cheeks. Relax. Just be here in this moment. Just be present with yourself. I want you to take 3 breaths in and 3 breaths out. When you're breathing in, I want you to breathe in peace and love, support, abundance, all that you need. When you breathe out, I want you to breathe out all that boulder, that limiting belief that says that you're not enough, and I want you to let it go. I want you to keep your eyes closed. I want you to bring your hands to your heart. I want you to feel that heartbeat. I want you to feel that connection to you. I want you to feel that life in you. I want you to know that you are so enough right now in this moment. I want you to ask yourself, what is it that I really need right now? What's the boulder that's holding me back from allowing myself to be seen right now? When that comes to you, I want you just to pick that boulder up with your hands. Hold it. You see it. No one is making you hold on to this but you. I want you to throw that boulder with all your strength and all your might and chuck it out of here. Just watch it go. Do you feel how free you feel? You're so worth that. I want you to recognize that it's just you holding that boulder, and it's also you who can let it go. I want you to feel a warm blanket coming around you, full of love, safety, and support. Letting you know to be seen exactly as you are, exactly as you're created for. You're perfect just as you are now in this moment. Hold on to that blanket. Let it comfort you. Take the blanket off, and I want you just to fold it up. I want you to bring it to your heart. I want you to feel that beat one more time. Go ahead and place that blanket in your pocket or in the palm of your hand, maybe in your bra, wherever you need to be. Just know that comfort's with you at any time that boulder tries to come back out to play. That blanket will block that. Because you're created for so much more than that. You're powerful. Step into that. When you're ready, come back to this place. Know that that blanket's with you at all times. You got this. You're powerful. Open up your eyes and know that you're created for so much more. Don't let that boulder hold you back. You got this. I believe in you. I love you. And I see you. If this spoke to you and this helped you feel what you wanted to feel and helped you see what you need to see and help you hear what you need to hear, and I want you to know that this is what my workshop next week is going to be all about. Next Thursdays is to help you see what those boulders are and help you see how quickly you can remove those boulders and how that support system will go ahead and do that. Just to break free and to see that you got it all within you right now. You just have to be able to see it, feel it, and hear it. You're so enough for that. If you want to sign up for that, I'll put the link in with this video somehow, whatever. And if not, I hope this brought you some value and just helped you see you, because I see you.